Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
Hello and welcome to the Outside View presented by Women's Crick Zone and brought to you by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness, MRI Hospitals and MPL Sports Foundation. So after almost a month-long tournament, we got England and Australia as our finalists of this World Cup. England, of course, had a contrasting journey to that of Australia. But if we have to discuss about their outing in this World Cup, let's just know how they went about their business. And to discuss that with me, I have alongside me Britney Cooper and Dane Niekerk. So the way these two teams were pitted against each other after having coming from contrasting campaigns in this World Cup, Britney, they were away from home for a very long period of time since the Ashes. So considering the entire quarantine thing, it would be mentally also a lot demanding for them. But the kind of turnaround they showed, they told the world why they are the defending champions, isn't it?
Yeah, before even the Ashes, I think they had almost a 3 weeks camp in Oman, so it was a really long time away from home. But I think a lot of players know that was expected. That was going to be the schedule coming into the World Cup. I know coming into the World Cup, of such a performance against Australia in the Ashes, and then to kick off the tournament, the way they did, lost in 3 games straight to come to fight back to be in the final right now is incredible.
And of course, they came from a very disappointing outing from the Ashes. Of course, Australia clean sweep them, but they lost the 3 games of the World Cup as well, and then the remaining 4 games were must-wins for them, and then also the semi-final. So 5 games in a drought they won to make it to the finals. So it's difficult for a team to bounce back, but the Heather Knight-led side just found ways to do it. And how impressive was their journey in this World Cup, Danny?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you have to give them credit where it's due. They were down and out after 3 games, and any other team probably won't fare as well. But it shows you the quality of the side, and obviously the way Heather has led her side. I think there's a lot of things they can be proud of. Again, not many teams would end up in a final after that start. So they did really well. I feel like almost that they played their final in the semi-final. It's weird how it works, and I feel like South Africa played their semi-final against India the game before the semi-final. So, it's just on the day. But again, they should be proud of what they've achieved, and again, the quality of the side, and they were the defending champions. But if you look at Australia, dominated this whole World Cup effortlessly, and well-deserved winners.
Definitely. And if we have to talk about the individual performances from the England setup, of course, Sophie Ecclestone, initially, probably she didn't look at her absolute best, Britney, but the turnaround of England, as we are mentioning, she has a big role to play in that. She surpassed Jess Johnson and is now the #1 ranked ODI bowler there. And her best figures came in the semi-final game. And she's been instrumental in England turning the tables for themselves and making it to the finals to face Australia there?
Yeah, so Ferguson turned things around really good in this tournament. Her first game against Australia, she bowled 10 overs for about 70 odd runs, and then came back to take 21 wickets in this tournament. And as I said, in the semi-final, she had her best bowling figures ever. She continued to be not only England top spinner, but I would say the top bowler in the game right now. Going forward, she's going to be very important. The Commonwealth game is coming up, and next year, God's willing, is the T20 World Cup.
And she's just 22-year-old Dane, and of course she's so far played 45 plus games for England. Sometimes it doesn't strike our mind that she's so young, but the kind of impact she's made on the team, definitely that's something that England would be proud of looking back at their campaign in this World Cup.
Yeah, again, we said the 22s are dominating at the moment. Obviously, performances don't show her age, but age is just a number. She's very talented, a very talented cricketer, and she's bowling really well at the moment. She's she's the number one bowler in the world for a reason. Well deserved as well. The impact she's played and had in these games have, really helped England, especially in these must-win matches, and that's what you want from the your top players, and she certainly showed why she's at the top, and she's got a massive future ahead of her.
Of course, and England would be hoping to see more of her. We all are hoping to see more of her, but silently supporting her in that role in the spin department is Charlie Dean, of course. The way she's chimed in and made that impact for the side, picking up those important wickets. How would you rate her performance in this tournament, Britney?
Yeah, I said Charlie Dean is the reason why England reached the final. She, since coming into and the fact that she haven't played all the games in the tournament, but when she came into, she was the bowler to change things. Mentioned that England top opening bowlers wasn't really taking the wickets, but Sophia Everson was the one who was trying to soak up pressure from one end. And the fact that Everson was doing that from one end and Dean coming now and applying that same pressure from the same end is the reason why England did reach the finals.
Of course, you agree to that, Dane, the way Charlie Dean has changed the fortunes of England in the second half of the tournament.
Yeah, again, somebody first World Cup, really slotted into the side seamlessly and effortlessly, and yeah, she did a really good job, especially against India, the way she bowled. Also another youngster to look out for, a lot of potential, and very good cricketer, and it's also handy with the bat, good in the field. So with time she'll just get better and better. But the way she obviously bowled and played in this World Cup, again, she can be really proud of what she's done for her team, and also she can look forward to a really successful future within that very strong England side.
Of course, and a strong England side, and another name that would strike our mind is that of Sophia Dunkley, of course. With that cameo she brought in, with 250 plus scores in the World Cup, probably the way she after she was dropped from the side, the way she made her comeback, toiling hard in the domestic circuit, making a name for herself, and then making a big statement out there. Sophia Dunkley, Britney.
Yeah, I think that in believe the KSL is where Dunkley start to pick herself up, and then coming into the England team and performing that well. She's that all rounder. As to say, she's that she kind of remind me of Katie Martin in the wicket when she's batting. She's have that happy feet. She's always moving. She's always looking to try to score all over the ground. She plays those tricky ramp shot and paddle and stuff like that. And that's the kind of play you kind of want in the middle period where, the spinners are coming on and trying to tie things down. But whenever Dunkley came into the wicket, she never seemed like she was under any pressure. She was always very comfortable and relaxed and get on with the scoring.
And if we have to talk about the batting unit, of course, we would talk about the opening partnerships there. We saw that England have struggled in the tournament to get those good starts. But when it was Tammy Bowman clicking for the side in the initial games, Danny White probably, first they started with Lauren Winfield Hill, and then Danny White, of course, came in with some good performance in between. But there was no consistency out there, Danny. And it's very important when you're playing in a tournament like that of World Cup that your openers provide you a very good start for the middle order to capitalize on that. So that was a concern area for England if you look back at the way they carried themselves in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, look at Australia, the consistency and where they're at the moment. Whenever you have a platform, we all know as cricketers that it just makes lives a lot easier. And yeah, the inconsistency might be their downfall in a little bit. But having said that, the way they came back again, it just shows you the quality of them and how well the middle order did. But yeah, obviously, I don't think it's a cause of concern. I don't think it's a cause. I think it's just form. As cricketers, you go through that. Unfortunately, that is the game we love and hate sometimes as well. But yeah, I think you're spot on. I think just the inconsistency might have, worked against them.
How would you look at that, Britney? We saw Tammy Beaumont and Lauren Winfield Hill coming in there, and then because Lauren Winfield Hill wasn't able to get that quick runs and build in that partnership, we saw Danny Wyatt coming in, and of course, she played a very important role for England to make it to the finals as well. So that would be something that England would look back and after this World Cup heading towards the upcoming cricket.
Yeah, we saw even in the Ashes series that opening top order wasn't really making runs, but they still went and they back Lauren Winfield Hill to succeed on top, and eventually it did not work out. And I was happy that Wyatt got a chance to open, because she's capable of doing that, and she opens for T20 also. And sometimes you just really need someone to go at the bowlers on top, and and she complemented Beaumont in some of the innings that she played, and she played a vital role in the semi-final. So going forward, it will be a concern. Not too sure how England will go forward with Lauren Winfield. She is a really, really good player, but some top tournaments coming up, and that's something England would want to sort out as soon as possible.
Of course, as you rightly mentioned, the one thing that probably England followed in this tournament was not losing that hope, even when they didn't have a very good start to the tournament. They won those 5 must-win games to make it to the finals. Now, heading forward, we have Commonwealth Games. England, of course, are playing South Africa as well. How do you see the team shaping up there? They have a lot of positives to take from this World Cup, especially they would have their confidence high, considering that they were. The people wrote them off, but then certainly they made a good comeback there, played the finals. Of course, Australia dominated the proceedings, but a lot of positives there for the Heather Knight-led side.
Yeah, like we said, they should be very proud of what they've achieved. A lot of positives, a lot of youngsters coming in and doing really well. They can only build from the platform that they obviously have set in this World Cup. So yeah, a lot of positives. Again, I don't think there's any cause of concern. Just unfortunate that the form and the consistency didn't match up, and that's unfortunate about cricket as well. When your team clicks, it's not about off the field and they're not friends or whatever. When they click and find form together, that's when the team's quite dangerous. And it just looks like that's what happened. Well, what happened with the Australian side as well? They just clicked, and it did end up being a very dominant World Cup.
Definitely. And of course, we had a chart on quite a few players there, but in the finals as well, they gave a good fight there. And the one name that stood out was Nat Silver. In the group stage as well against Australia, she scored a century and then gave a very good fight in the finals as well. So when England would look ahead, they would be all pumped up after having watched that performance coming in from Nat Silver, probably one of their most reliant players in the setup, Britney.
Yeah, if you look at the innings she played in the finals, it was really, really important. It's unfortunate that she wasn't able to take the team over the finish line, but it's good to see she's getting some runs in the middle. She's the vice captain, and she's standing up and trying to how to say balance or stretch that middle order as much as possible. But I guess she likes Australia. 100 other than any final scoring so much run is really good.
Definitely. So the defending champions, of course, they faced Australia in the finals, but they made a good comeback there, and showed the world that they are the defending champions. They have it in them. They can win those 5 important games. So going ahead, this would be the biggest positive for them, and of course a lot of individual performances as well. This was all from the England review. So we'll of course keep you updated on the other reviews as well, and you stay tuned to Women's Cricket Zone for all the updates on women's cricket.